Now it's time for the Doug Garrison Show. This week, Doug talks to Dale Himla about the mission of the new Rio Tinto Cliffs Foundation. Dan Lankor, the manager of Marquette's Jansen House, is here to talk about that facility. The Pine Mountain Music Festival summer season is about to begin, and we hear about that. And Escanaba native Jesse Lee performs. Hey, that's me. Stick around. The Doug Garrison Show starts now.
Tell the host 2 minutes. Stand by live to tape. Lighting to show level, please. Confirm front of house sound, PFL. Roll tape on masters to all the places. Alright, let's clear the set. Cue John music, open stage mics, standby effects, standby CG, standby to open on 3, 2. Alright folks, let's have a good show. Stand by, roll it in.
All right, thanks for joining us on Fox UP. We've got a good show for you tonight. My friend Dale Himla is finally going to be on the show. He's going to talk about the Cliffs Rio Tinto Marquette County Fund. We're going to talk about music throughout the summer in the Upper Peninsula. We got some music here for you, entertainer from Escanaba. And I wanted to remind you of my participation in the celebrity golf outing for Beacon House. Remember, you can help me out. I'm trying to raise money for Beacon House. Visit their website, upbeaconhouse.org. Click on my celebrity link, and you can donate money to reinforce my participation in that event. I appreciate your support. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
We have many choices in life. Few are more important than those concerning your health. For surgery, my choice was simple: Bell Hospital. With complete surgical services close to home, their high-tech, high-touch hospital has renowned surgeons, the latest equipment, and an infection rate far below the national average. With a network of local specialists and post-surgery therapy services, Bell Hospital is the right choice for the surgery that matters most: yours.
Time to replace that thing you just keep repairing, that just keeps coming back to haunt you? Then it's time to call your local Lennox dealer. They can replace your old, outdated furnace or air conditioner with a high-efficiency Lennox system that can save you money. Hudson Mechanical can tell you if it's time to put repair costs towards a new system. Call a name you can trust, Hudson Mechanical.
There are no linen tablecloths, no fine china, and no extensive wine list. Yes, we do have great food. Yes, our hearty buffets are loaded with choices. And yes, our desserts are made fresh. Oh, and one other thing, when the bill arrives, yes.
All right, thank you very much for joining us for this segment, which I'm calling A Rock Solid Foundation. Pretty clever play on words. With me is Dale Himla from Cliffs Natural Resources. In fact, the Director of Public Affairs for North America.
That's
Way
right.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe you've never been on this show before. I can't
Well,
believe
you've never asked.
It's my oversight.
Yeah.
We're
well,
taking care of it.
Well,
now.
maybe we can make this kind of a weekly thing.
I think it's going to, well, we'll make this memorable. How about that?
Okay, all right.
Now, the reason I asked for you to be honest, because you just recently announced, along with Rio Tinto, the formation of the Cliffs Rio Tinto Marquette County Community Fund, a foundation that's going to serve this county, I think, like a lot of others do, but we're going to get specific and find out exactly what you're thinking. Tell me first, what caused you guys to get together on this?
Well, we went through a business transaction that provided some rail service to areas that, quite frankly, didn't have it. Rio Tinto, of course, is using the Humboldt Mill to process their ore from the Eagle Mine, and Cliffs owned that at one time, and when we sold it the first time, we kept the right of way to bring the rail in there. That was subsequently given to the Rails to Trails program in Michigan, but we still had the right to reactivate that. So Rio Tinto wanted that. We were looking at a bypass for the Ellis&I Railroad Yard, and there was a third company called Mineral Range Railway that was looking for something. So Rio Tinto got the 1.8 miles of right-of-way into their mill. Ellis&I Railroad got 3 miles of track that bypasses its railroad yard in Negaunee Township from Mineral Range, and Mineral Range got 12 miles of track in western Marquette County that they were looking for. But included in that was a cash transaction of $4 million. And rather than put that to the bottom line or do something else with it, we decided to come up with this kind of unique transaction that would allow us to put that money back into the community. So that's what the Marquette County Community Fund is really all about.
So it started as just a simple business relationship you had, but it resulted in $4 million for Cliffs.
Right, and that we worked with Rio Tinto to then decide what to do with that, and we came up with this idea of putting it back into the community.
Which is great. Now, what kind of things do you think you're going to be assisting with that $4 million?
Well, we've set up a guideline that kind of identifies things like health, environment.
Do they have
youth.
to be nonprofits? I'll throw in questions as I have them.
Not necessarily. Well, we'd look at nonprofits
Sure.
and probably get a higher priority for nonprofits, but no, they do not have to have 501c3 status or anything like that. But we're looking at, environment, education, health and human services types of thing, community enhancement projects. What we're really trying to do is fund what we've called legacy projects. That is something that will have long-term benefits to the people of Marquette County.
As opposed to just funding something that's going to need more money the next year, and after that, something that might be self-sustaining then?
Well, hopefully it can be things like brick and mortar, it could be projects or programs. What it's not designed to do is fund things like the Little League team or the community celebrations. Both Cliffs and Rio Tinto already do that through other venues. Sure. So this is an opportunity to put additional money into large projects.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, what about building on that $4 million? How are you going to get more money in to keep that fund going?
Well, it's not really designed to stay into perpetuity.
Oh.
The agreement that we have asks us to endeavor to spend that money within 5 years. And the idea, again, is to get that money into the community so it can begin these projects or programs that we would look at funding.
Oh, so it has an end date.
It has a life, yes,
okay,
a lifespan.
So $4 million, that's going to be the fund with whatever interest you can collect on that. At the end of 5 years, it's going to be over. So who's going to administer the foundation, the fund?
The way the agreement is set up, there would be a committee that will make the decisions on the grant applications that we get in. It'll be 2 people from Cliffs and 2 people from Rio Tinto that will meet probably twice a year. Our first meeting likely to be the end of this summer. We're looking to wait to see how many grant applications we get in, and then we'll review them towards the end of the summer, and probably by that time make our first grants. Okay, that was going to be one of my questions, was the timeline on that. How can people get in contact with you about if they're interested in applying for a grant? We've worked with the Lake Superior Community Partnership, and they've agreed to put the guidelines on their website. So
they'll be the facilitator then?
They are www.marquette.org, I should say, is their website, and you can find the guidelines there.
Okay, good, very good. Let me ask you a couple things here. I want to get an impression. This is great. This fund is going to be awesome. I appreciate you doing that. I want to just turn the page a little bit and ask about what's going on with Cliffs these days. We hear about maybe a mine shutting down sometime in the near future. Just give me an update.
Well, we've said for some time that the Empire Mine is limited for its lifespan, and right now we have a partner in that mine called ArcelorMittal, and they are also the customer for that mine. Our contract and partnership with them runs out at the end of 2014. As a result, that mine is likely to cease operations at the end of 2014.
2014. Any other issues with mining going on these days locally? I know Rio Tinto has their public relations challenges. I think you guys have done a pretty good job over the years of letting people know you're an important and valuable part of the community.
Well, one of the benefits we have is our longevity here. We've been in Michigan for 165 years, almost as long as Michigan's been a state. Probably one of the longest continuously running companies in the state of Michigan. And we feel that we've done a pretty good job from a responsible mining standpoint and been a good corporate citizen, and we plan to continue that. Despite the fact that we were looking at the life of mine of Empire being limited, we have the other mine here, Tilden Mine, and we're looking at a lifespan of maybe about 30 years or so right now with that facility. So we're not going away.
No, good.
Our presence may be a little bit smaller, but we'll still be committed to the community.
Good. Well, I think you're good community and corporate citizens as well. We appreciate having you here, both in our community and on the Doug Garrison Show.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. We'll keep in touch on that fund.
All right. Sounds good.
Stick around. We come back. The Jansen Hotel. Find out about that.
So, can anybody become a member at the Marquette Community Federal Credit Union? That's unbelievable! can I get a home equity loan here?
You sure can, and a car loan too.
Can I refinance my mortgage here?
You bet, and we do car loans too.
You're kidding me.
No, it's true.
Hey, can I get a car loan here too? Thanks, Monty. That was easy.
Stop in and see Mickey or Loretta at our Marquette location or visit Dan at our Harvey location. Marquette Community Federal Credit Union, home of the same-day car loans.
Prepare yourself for a dimension of fun, a dimension of excitement. You are now entering the Art Cat Zone.
Get to the Crossroads and experience our huge selection of ATVs, snowmobiles, and utility vehicles. From our world-class service and parts to the latest Arctic wear and accessories, we have it all. Arcticat, share our passion, and get to the zone.
The Doug Garrison Show is brought to you in part by Iron Bay Computer and Design. Iron Bay gives you the quality and service you demand. And by Cliffs Natural Resources, a global mining leader with local investment and impact. Cliffs Natural Resources. And by Reflections Hair Salon, featuring professional stylists, a family-friendly atmosphere, and prices to suit your budget. For an appointment, call Reflections at 226-0175. All right. Here's somebody we've never had on. I think we should have a long time ago, but with me is Dan Lancor, Executive Director of the Jansen House. And I've seen you speak around town about that facility in service clubs and things like that. But I'm glad to have you on because I think my audience is interested in what the Jansen House is all about. Formerly the Hotel Jansen. Just in a nutshell, tell me, what is the Jansen House?
The Jansen House is a homeless shelter / transitional living facility for low-income individuals. We can house up to 32 people. We have 27 single occupancy rooms and 5 shelter beds in the basement.
Is it men and women or just men?
It's mostly men. We do accept women. It's just trying to get an opening to put a woman in there is a very hard.
More of a challenge?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you full?
I am at this time.
Is there like a waiting list at most times, or?
Yes, there is. Right now I've got 3 people waiting to get in.
Yeah. Now, what do residents have to pay? What is their commitment to the Jansen?
If you rent the room from us, we have 27 single occupancy rooms. If you rent the room, it's $185 a month, or whatever you can afford, you know.
You work with them?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. What about meals?
Meals, they make their own meals. As far as food, we go off of donations. We do have some money that, some funds from the food bank. We get our food, or Super One. But when you're feeding 32 people, yeah. That's a lot of meals. So yeah, we provide whatever we can provide.
But mostly they're on their own for.
Yeah, with their, you know, a lot of them do receive food stamps. Yeah. And with their food stamps and stuff, they definitely have a.
Now you mentioned it's transitional housing. Is it something that you don't want people to be there a long time, that you hope that they somehow find more permanent housing at some point in time?
That is our mission.
Okay. And do you work with any other local agencies? Are there any programs going on to help these people with their lifestyle issues?
Oh yes, we work with Lutheran Social Services. We work with the hospital, St. Vincent de Paul's, Salvation Army, City Police.
So I would imagine you've got some success stories there too.
We do have some success stories.
Yeah. Good. Obviously, you know, until we start talking about the homeless issue and finding out numbers, you know, we don't really realize it. We don't see a lot of people on the street like they do in big cities, but we have a homeless problem here. We know that. It's good that there's a place like the Jansen House to facilitate some of this. How are you guys funded other than what people can pay for their rooms?
The United Way, and then we do a state shelter program through the state, and then just off the community.
Yeah.
I
know you have a board that's some great people on your board, and I know there have been various fundraisers that have probably benefited you in the past. The United Way, again, you know, we have so many fundraisers going on in this town for specific events and projects and programs. I think sometimes people forget the United Way is our major fundraiser, an umbrella for all things like Jansen House. What kind of things do you expect then, as far as when someone's a resident of the Jansen, as far as the way they get along with others, the social expectations of people living there? You know, describe that to us a little bit.
Well, there is rules and regulations, and one of them is you cannot fight and argue. probably be warned the first time and asked to leave if it does get physical, or the police will come over. But for the most part, everybody does a pretty good job over there.
Yeah.
And we do have a chore list of 11 chores that have to be done every day, and we ask the residents to do that to help do their part.
Sure.
You know, and if I have painting projects or outside work or whatever, so.
Develop some personal responsibility.
Yeah, we're kind of like a big family.
Yeah, good. And now, are you a live-in manager?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a night manager that stays there at night.
Okay, good.
I'm the daytime manager, and then Lowell Miller is my night
Okay.
manager. He stays there.
And if someone's interested in getting on your waiting list, or at least living there at some point in time, how do they get a hold of you? Just stop in?
That, or call the Jansen House, 226-2271.
Yeah, and check
Yep.
it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I say, I think it's a great facility for our community. It's been there a long time. People kind of tend to take it for granted when we're walking around the neighborhoods. We see the Jensen, we see guys sitting out in front, but you're doing good work. We appreciate that. Keep
Thank
it up.
you.
Dan Lancor from the Jansen House.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk about music in the mountains. You don't want to miss that.
If you think you had a rough winter, look at your car. That baby could use some love. Or you could let Riverside of Marquette give you a more than fair price for it and drive away in a new Camry for $199 a month. Yeah, we know. That's less than you're paying now. If not, Toyota Corolla surely is at $149 a month. Or a brand new Nissan Versa for just $12,780. We have all-wheel drive Nissan Rogues for just $21,621. Renew yourself and your ride at Riverside of Marquette.
You might not find bones all that interesting, but the specialists at Advanced Center for Orthopedics in Marquette are fascinated by bones, all 206 of them. If you're suffering from an orthopedic condition or injury, our team of specialists can quickly diagnose and treat the problem. Providing a broad spectrum of services all under one roof creates an enhanced continuity of care for our patients. Advanced orthopedic care every minute of every day. At Advanced Center for Orthopedics, we specialize in you.
Students need your help to stay ahead of the curve. You support Marquette Catholic Schools when you shop, donate, or volunteer at Divine Consign and Donated Furniture. Great furniture, great prices, great cause. Divine Consign.
Okay, with me now is Joel Nevis, music director from the Pine Mountain Music Festival and of their orchestra. Joel, just mentioning, we've had so much music on the show over the last couple of years. We've never had anybody from the Pine Mountain Musical Festival on. I'm so glad you're here. Now, you teach at Tech.
Yeah, I'm the music director of the Keweenaw Symphony Orchestra, which is the orchestra at Michigan Tech.
Yeah, great. And how long have you been involved with Pine Mountain?
About 3 years. I play trumpet in the group, and this is the first year where I'll be able to conduct the orchestra for the festival this summer.
Good. And your wife is a singer as well?
My wife is one of the singers in the festival, sings
Very involved.
operas and arias and so forth.
Any kids?
We've got 3 young girls.
Yeah? Are they musically inclined?
They're musically inclined.
I would imagine.
Yes, violin and piano players, and they have no choice. We have music on all the time.
Great. Now, when you talk about the music director of the orchestra and your wife sings in the orchestra, explain to me how this works. Is there one Pine Mountain Festival music orchestra, and then you bring in other artists and talents for different events, or how's that work?
Yeah, the festival has symphonic, operatic, and chamber music components to it. They haven't had an actual symphony concert in a while. And so this is the first time in many years that they've had an actual orchestra as part of the festival.
Okay.
And since I'm the conductor of the Keweenaw Symphony Orchestra here, they gave me the chance to be the conductor of it for this summer. So basically the orchestra is comprised of musicians from the Keweenaw, musicians from Marquette, and then also professionals from out of state, people that are associated with the Chicago Symphony, Detroit Symphony, and so forth. So we all sort of bring ourselves together for about 2 days of rehearsals, then we perform.
Yeah, well, you have to be talented to be able to pull that off. There's some real sight reading going on there.
Yes.
Well, your list of events is extensive. So some of those events are the orchestra itself performing then?
Yes, we're calling them the Philharmonic Orchestra
Okay.
because we are collaborating with the FinFest this summer. And so it's an all-Finnish concert.
Excellent.
We're bringing in one of the top Finnish brass ensembles in the United States called American Pojat, and they'll be playing with the orchestra in a concert of mostly Sibelius, who's sort of the most beloved musical figure in Finland. And we'll be playing some more current music by Jukka Linkula, his bass concerto, and some other really fascinating pieces. So it should be a great concert.
And this takes place at FinFest itself?
It takes place at FinFest under the rubric of the Pine Mountain Music Festival. We'll have huge crowds of people that want Finnish music, and we're going to provide it.
Yeah. Now, I said you have an extensive list of dates on your schedule. The first thing here is the Marquette Opening Gala on June 10th. And it says it's at a private residence. Is this something that's already sold out or for Pine Mountain members only, or is this just the kickoff, or how's that?
It's sort of an operatic performance, a dinner show where anybody can come to it. It's going to be like all of the events in the festival. It will be throughout the Keweenaw and the UP, and it's basically a gala of the music that's going to happen in terms of opera. We invite folks that are called resident opera artists, who are emerging operatic superstars in waiting that come and cut their teeth with operatic music at the festival. So they'll be performing in the galas and the other concerts.
So actually, you take the best of both worlds. We're maybe a little bit, because we're off the beaten path, you can maybe get people who aren't quite the big names yet, but have that quality to them?
Yeah, absolutely, they will be. I mean, many of the people that have been resident opera artists are now singing in the Metropolitan Opera and other big opera houses. So we're lucky to have them when we do.
Yeah. Now, I see the list here, performances in Iron Mountain, Eagle Harbor, Ironwood, Florence, Wisconsin, Calumet, more in Marquette, all across the Upper Peninsula. I would encourage people to visit your website, which is pmmf.org for that full schedule. And are tickets different prices and different categories for all the events? Is that how that works?
It's a different price depending on what type of event it is and where it is. The nice thing about the festival, it's sort of like the community's music festival. It's one of the the most impressive festivals in the United States. Few festivals have symphonic and operatic and chamber music components to it, and then we bring it on tour throughout the UP. So we've got performances in Ontonagon, Escanaba, Calumet, Ironwood, Marquette, Houghton, Calumet, Hancock.
I think it's important that people don't get confused by the term festival, because that means, to me, one thing. But this is really a series of events all under that umbrella of a festival.
Yeah, it's one great concert tour.
Throughout the whole UP,
we
throughout
go
the summer.
The UP. We bring it to all the major cities.
Yeah, great. Well, I'm excited about that. Like I say, it starts off June 10th in Marquette. Check it out on their website for more information about the entire schedule. A couple names that people might be familiar with or looking forward to?
Well, we've one of the most beloved ensembles is the Bergonzi String Quartet, who has been here since 1995, one of the world-class chamber ensembles, and they'll be playing a rare piece by Sibelius, a string quartet. And then, of course, we'll be bringing in the folks that people are used to hearing in terms of, we've got organ recitals, we've got chamber music ensembles, and we've got the resident opera artists, and we've got locals like me and other folks that people know, and it's sort of a nice collaboration between those that are in the Upper Peninsula and those who are from the Midwest and other parts of the nation.
A great opportunity to hear some awesome music.
Yeah.
Joel, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Doug.
Good luck with the Pine Mountain Music Festival this summer. Okay, when we come back, we've got some music for you, Jesse Lee, so don't go away.
Is your bathroom beginning to look a little old, a little tired, a little behind the times? Don't despair. The design professionals at Swick Home Services can help with beautiful new sinks, tubs, showers, and fixtures that are functional, durable, and graceful, while creating a design that gets the most out of your available space. The folks at Swick can create a whole new bathroom, sometimes where you didn't even think one was possible.
Enjoy the golfing experience of a lifetime every day at Marquette Golf Club. Our two 18-hole championship courses offer everything from relaxing family fun to competitive golf as challenging as that found anywhere in the world. Our custom rate structure allows you to choose a membership package that accommodates your schedule and budget. And we offer reasonable daily fees, always available to the occasional player. In this day of green sensibilities, there's nothing more green than a day on the links at Marquette Golf Club.
Togo's, Marquette's original submarine sandwich.
All right, well, we just heard about some good music from the Pine Mountain Music Festival. Now we're going to hear some good music with Jesse Lee. Jesse, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me here.
You were just in Seattle, you said, doing some recording out there?
Yes, at Robert Lang Studios.
Yeah. Is that for your upcoming CD?
Yes.
Which is going to be released when?
Hopefully by the end of June.
And people can get a hold of that? How?
On my Facebook page.
Jesse Lee Facebook page?
Yeah.
And what's the name of the CD?
The Tin Man Walks Alone.
The Tin Man Walks Alone. You write all your own stuff?
Yes.
And you don't really perform anywhere in Escanaba area where you live, but so people have to get the CD.
Yeah, pretty much.
And perform on the Doug Garrison Show.
Well, of course.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, from Escanaba, here's Jesse Lee.
Who am I and what am I supposed to be? And if you were here, what would you think of me? Don't try and tell me it'll be alright. I'm hanging on by a thread tonight, on the silent side, on the silent side of nowhere, heading for a fall. From a phone booth in the Midwest, you stopped to make a call. She didn't say you were crazy, but you know it was implied, on the silent side. Where am I going? How did I end up here? At what point did I give in to the fear? Don't try and tell me that it's all okay. I'm falling apart in the most painful way, on the silent side, on the silent side of nowhere, heading for a fall. From a phone booth in the Midwest, you stopped to make the call. She didn't say you were crazy, but you know it was implied, on the silent side. Is there nothing but a song left inside of me? And if you were here, what difference would there be? Don't try and tell me what you think I need. I'm the one that's on his knees, on the silent side. Now we can't break the silence, no matter what we say. And just like you, I don't know, no, I don't know another way, on the silent side of nowhere, heading for a fall. From a phone booth in the Midwest, you stopped to make the call. She never said you were crazy, but you know it was implied, on the silent side.